Welcome to Review Every Ship by CitizenCon 2024. The point is to give an update on every ship since some haven't had a video made about them in years, and others, the information is simply too spread out to be helpful in making decisions. Remember, digital ships aren't imaginary, digital ships are imagine necessary. Every month we do a giveaway to give back to this wonderful community. This month's giveaway prize is going to be either an Anvil Terrapin, or if we hit 6,500 human subscribers before CitizenCon, I will give away an Anvil Carrot. So make sure you share the channel and tell your org mates to come, and make sure they actually come and check us out and subscribe. To enter the contest, make sure you're subscribed to Billionaire Ninjas, leave a comment on at least one video, and like or dislike at least one video. Winners have 2 weeks to claim their prize. Members collectively have a 25% chance of winning just for being members, so if you're subscribed, consider hitting that join button, and if you're not subscribed, I appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. For the full giveaway details, make sure you visit our Billionaire Ninjas Discord or our social media at Ninjas Leap. We're also starting a separate monthly giveaway for people who watch our live streams with 2 prizes. One for the YouTube stream watchers and a better one for the Twitch stream watchers. So go check out our full details in our community post about that. Today, we continue with the Origin Manufacturer to the end of the Origin Manufacturer. In this one, we have reached the Origin X1, and it has 2 variants. As of 3.24.1, the price for the X1 base is 45 standalone, 40 Warbond, 35 at concept, in-game cost about 106. The X1 Velocity, 50 standalone, 45 Warbond, 40 at concept, in-game cost about 119. X1 Force, 55 standalone, 50 Warbond, 45 at concept, in-game cost about 132. The X1 base is available all the time. The Velocity and the Force are available only at time-limited sales. Designed to further hone the cutting edge of high-performance luxury vehicles, the X1 is class-defying transportation, built for anyone who's ever asked, can I go faster? Subtract weight, add speed, the X1 Velocity offers a lighter chassis to improve overall performance, making it a dangerous new addition to the open canopy racer lineup. Travel in confidence with the X1 Force, featuring additional defensive capabilities. This open canopy vehicle from Origin JumpWorks is equally suited to ground-based exploration, reconnaissance, expeditions, and security operations. The Origin X1.
To me, my X-Men.
For measurements, the X1 has a length of 5.5 meters, width of 1.3 meters, height of 1.5 meters. For crew, all 3 are minimum crew 1, maximum crew 1. For cargo, the X1 can carry 0 SCU. The X1 base and X1 Force have an SCM speed of about 207. The X1 Velocity has 222. The X1 base and X1 Force have a nav max speed of about 569, the X1 Velocity 611. The SCM speed of the X1 series is average compared to other vehicles in its class, but way above average overall, with the Velocity being way above average when it comes to other vehicles. The nav max speed of the X1 series is way below average compared to other vehicles and way below average overall, with the Velocity just being slightly below average. For maneuverability, the Velocity is the second most maneuverable vehicle or ship in the entire game, only behind the Pulse LX. The X1 base and X1 Force are not too far behind, being the 7th most maneuverable in the entire game, and that includes both vehicles and ships. For weapons, the X1 base has a size 1 M3A laser cannon. The X1 Force has a size 1 Bulldog repeater, and the Velocity does not have any weapons or missiles. The hull HP for all 3 vehicles is the same, 3020, which is slightly below average for its class, but way below average overall. The X1 Force is the only hover vehicle in the game that has a shield. No other hover vehicle, including other X1 variants, has a shield. The included shield on that X1 is the Pin Civilian Grade C shield. It's a bubble type shield. The HP is 750 and regen rate is 126 HP per second. For ship parts, the vehicles all have the same parts with the exception of that shield, of course. They all have 1 extra small radar, 1 extra small computer, 1 extra small power plant, 1 extra small cooler, and 1 extra small fuel tank. I'll note that these parts are listed as vehicle parts, which may end up being its own separate category, but until we know more, I'll state them as extra small parts. For fuel and hydrogen capacity, all three ships are tied for the second worst capacity in the game, but seeing as they are also the second smallest vehicles in the game, that is to be expected. For special features and amenities, the X1 is a bike, so not many features, but the Velocity does weigh less and has a different thruster layout, along with fins so it can go faster. And all three vehicles also have 350 micro SCU of stowage, but that is subject to change because it used to be 75 micro SCU of stowage. My preferred loadout for this ship is actually to keep everything base except the weapons on the X1 base and the Force. Regardless of what you have, change them to scatterguns because that makes them bikes with shotguns on the front. Thank me later. Let me start by saying I'm not the biggest fan of purchasing vehicles outside the game, with only a few exceptions. So almost always I'm going to suggest buying these in game because they are so cheap. But I'm guessing in the future that will change, and I want these videos to still serve a purpose for people who don't think the same as I do, so I'll rate this as though they do have value as far as spending money. A quick shout out to my members, my First Ninjas, Star Touch and Rob, my Hokage, Old Weeb, my Joni Ninja, Radium TX, Paline Tan, The Solid Exodus, Damon Danielson, Dark Wolf God, ETL in Spades, and Sean Phillips. My Chunin Ninjas, Raygun 972, Wakan Yosai, Rage 1, Scorpio King 3, Soul Galaxia, Meat Salad, Praetorian, Jay Solis, and Water Fox Studios. Of course, thank you to all my other members from every level who are all listed at the end of the video. As always, membership is never required, but always appreciated. You help make this YouTube dream even more possible, so thank all of you. Now it's time to rate these vehicles. A rating I rate from 1 to 10. My 1 is only buy if you have a unique reason that is specific to you or because you like the looks of the vehicles. My 10 is basically if you have the money, these vehicles are almost guaranteed to be useful to you in the game. A 1 doesn't mean the vehicle is useless or ugly, and a 10 doesn't mean that the vehicle is perfect. Just remember, this is just our rating. Please give us yours in the comments down below, and every once in a while, it's okay not to do or leave a comment. Just not this time. Go on and leave that comment. Yeah, the one you were about to type. Yeah, type that one. Go for it. Right now, go ahead. Yep, plenty of time. My rating for this ship depends on the variant. And for the X1 base, it's a 7. The X1 Velocity is a 7. The X1 Force is an 8. Let's start with what I like about these vehicles. That maneuverability with that speed profile is exactly what I look for in a hover bike. Straight line speed is great, but I'm on land. I need to be able to steer around obstacles. What I like about the X1 is that it has a swappable gun in the front. What I like about the X1 Force is that it has a swappable gun in the front. What I like about the X1 Velocity is that increased maneuverability. It makes it feel unique amongst a field of way too many standard racing ships and vehicles. But more about the Force. It is the only hover bike with a shield, and they could have stopped at that, but they gave it a swappable gun in the front. Put a scattergun on these things, and it's kind of ridiculous how you kill anything in front of you when you're facing down bunkers. I haven't had the chance to do it yet, but I can't imagine blasting through an entire distribution center with one of these. Now, they might nerf that just because of that. Now, what are the issues and how would I fix them? Well, the biggest problem is they're not included in the 400i. I still don't know why, but maybe in the future we can hope. All three variants are solid in the hover bike category. However, they all also need air shields to cover the pilot so they can be protected from the elements, or a variant that covers the entire player. Come on. One more variant, that's all we're asking for, just one more. The X1 base needs slightly better hull HP than the other variants to make itself a bit more useful, because I can't see a reason why I wouldn't get the X1 Force, which can be kitted out exactly the same, but also has a shield. It's better in every way. The X1 Velocity needs a second role outside of just being a racing bike, like a better scanner or EMP, or more stowage would even work. Maybe it could have a signal reduction even and be more stealthy, but it needs a little bit more. The X1 Force is the best hover bike in the game if you ask me, but only because CIG made it so. They took every other bike's shield to make this one special, and there is just something off about winning that way. I think a lot of people kind of refuse to buy one out of protest to that move, and it's unfortunate. I won't say I won't buy one, but it's not getting a top score from me until the other ships are balanced, because honestly, I just don't trust that CIG won't pull the rug from under us with vehicle balancing right now. So who are these vehicles for? The X1 series completes the trifecta of vehicles: a small one-person bike, maybe two for personal transportation, a 2 or 3 seat vehicle for carrying things and taking on a medium level task, and then a massive vehicle that can take at least 4 people and can take on large tasks. The X1 base is for the people who like having their vehicle come stock with everything they need, and for the person who needs a do-it-all bike but doesn't plan on doing much combat or any racing. The X1 Velocity is for the racers and people who often find themselves in difficult terrain. The X1 Force is the best of the bunch and is for the people who plan on fighting a bit more in their exploits. So why are these vehicles scored like they are? Well, I compare them to the other bikes and the other vehicles, and the X1 series is just better when it comes to the other bikes, but the vehicles, they all have their own thing going on. But the bikes, it's better in all the ways that matter, or it's so close to the best that the difference is irrelevant. All of them are fast enough to compete, all of them have top-notch maneuverability, all of them have decent HP, they are also really fun to drive. However, the gameplay is bugged. CIG mishandled the launch of these, and the bikes really are in need of a major balance pass. So each of these get good scores, but not the best scores. I imagine using the X1 in safer areas where I'm more worried about wild animals than I am pirates to go back and forth between all the places around my outposts on planets with breathable air and Earth-like temperatures. Same goes for the Velocity, except take away the animals. The X1 Force is a bit different. I would take that thing everywhere with me because of how small it is and the fact that it can fit in every single one of the ships I personally own. Well, the ones with a walkable interior anyway. It's fast, it can be flown in space, it has a gun, it has a shield, and it doesn't take up a lot of space. I would use it as my scout vehicle and bunker attack vehicle, and to go back and forth between outposts that are too close to necessitate pulling out a ship. I know you're here for our rating, but if you really want a ship, go buy it. We won't stop you. Or even better, all ships can be earned in-game once the game releases, and some you can purchase in-game right now. These are just our ratings, but when you spend, it's your money. My opinion, if you're going to spend money on a bike, it should be the X1 Force. But you definitely should not spend money on a bike. Well, at least not yet. Wait until we get more focused balancing on all of these. In fact, all of the vehicles in the game. And even though I have a lot of love for the X1 Force, it's still an earning game for me. All right, that is it for this one. Shout out to the members. Thanks for spending your time with us. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.